All right, here we go.
Let's do this. My name's Mike Jimenez. This is the Alamo City Sportscast coming at you from San Antonio, Texas. Happy Friday, everybody. Joe Garcia producing today's show. What's going on, Joe?
Nothing, man. Hey, we all had a great day the other day, man. Me and you.
Yeah.
Stout House.
We were at the Stout
celebrating.
House. I've sobered up a bit.
Yeah, I think I was still drunk.
Great. No, the thing is that how often do you get to celebrate your favorite baseball team winning a World Series? Astros fans got to do it twice. As a Texas Rangers fan, a big one growing up. Okay, not as much over the years because they broke my heart a decade ago. But it was fun to see, man. It was fun to see. I saw a TikTok this morning, of a thank you to Rangers fans, and it showed Juan Gonzalez, Julio Franco, Rafael Palmeiro, Nolan Ryan, all these guys from the 90s. And it was talking about how long it took for them to actually win. I saw this thing yesterday on Twitter where it was saying that every single professional sports franchise in the state of Texas has won a title except for the Houston Texans.
Who?
Cowboys obviously have won rings. The Spurs, the Mavericks, the Rockets, even the Dallas Stars won a title.
Yeah, and now we got to go ahead and include the Texas Rangers have won something. Now.
Astros, Rangers,
yeah.
And that's
Spurs.
it, man. That's it. Hey, we're live right now on YouTube. Again, we start at 10:30. We go about an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
If you want to take part, like, subscribe, leave us comments. So many people reaching out. In fact, Matt Lerma already coming at me saying, do not say anything negative about Jeremy Sochan. Okay. Well, he did enter the chat. He did enter the chat. He did reply to a thread of mine on Twitter. So obviously he monitors what's going on, and I respect it. I respect it. It wasn't a burner account. It wasn't Kevin Durant type of burner account. It was him coming out and commenting on what was being said about him.
It was me. I am he,
You know what? Dude, if I have to be the bulletin board material to get Jeremy Sochan going, so be it. You're welcome, Spurs fans. You're welcome. But, man, we have a lot to get into. We've got to talk about the Spurs. Wemby just balled out yesterday. Welcome to the NBA, Victor Wembanyama. And the league has been put on notice. They saw. And today, this morning, turning on ESPN and hearing Stephen A. Smith and Greeny and all the guys on SportsCenter come out and say, oh, my God, this guy is good.
Man, fuck Stephen A. Smith, bro. You know what? That guy flip-flops so fucking much.
No. The one that
man.
can kiss our ass is Shaq, who came out and said that Wemby is basically bull. Shut the hell up.
You know who else likes to talk shit a lot?
Who's that?
The guy that they name you after.
Oh, Skip Bayless?
Skip Bayless, dude.
Yeah.
He's a bandwagon, bro. He said he wasn't a Spurs fan because they were losing. He wasn't a Cowboys fan because they keep losing.
He has a love-hate relationship like I do with Greg
Popovich.
With
him, man. Nobody listens. Does anybody listen to him anymore? I don't think so.
Dude, they get big ratings, dude.
How?
ESPN's dying, man.
How?
It's dying. Pat McAfee's trying to save the whole thing. No, Fox Sports does a pretty decent job, man. They have a pretty decent lineup, man. It rivals ESPN. I would even say that it's superior to ESPN in some respects, in a lot of respects. But do you know what is awful? The Bally Sports app. Because last night when I was watching the game, could I get it on the app on my TV? No.
I don't know.
Could I get it on my laptop? No. Could I get it on my cell phone? Yes. So here I am last night in bed with the charger on, just watching the game like this. My hand and my arm were cramping because I'm trying to watch the game on a cell phone. Ridiculous. It felt like
I don't know, man. I didn't have any problems. I watched the Bally. I use Bally Sports, right? The Bally Sports app. I have it on this other TV in the back, all the smart TVs here in the studio, this TV that I have upstairs, me and the wife watch TV on. I was able to watch the game without incident.
Yeah.
You know?
Puro Pinche Spurs comes out and says Skip Bayless is dying without Shannon Sharp. Dude, Shannon Sharp's dying without Skip Bayless. He calls Stephen A. Smith Skip half the time. Skip. I'm like, look, Unc, you got your glasses on? Tim reaches out and says, Mike and Joe need to save ESPN.
Nah, man. You know what? You know what's even worse than watching Skip Bayless? Jim Rome. I didn't even know that brother was still alive,
I don't want to hear Jim Rome's name. He's in my old time slot over at San Antonio Sportscast.
I know that.
And it's difficult to listen to. Jim Rome, I mean, they had Paul Feinbaum on that station for many, many years, and that was even worse to listen to. But lots to get into. We'll be talking about the Spurs. Big win last night. Back-to-back victories in the Valley of the Sun against the Phoenix Suns. We're going to talk about the fact that the Dallas Cowboys have a chance this Sunday to take control of the NFC.
Respect the star.
Take control of the NFC. It is that good. I'm wearing my LSU dad shirt. Lots of good college football games this weekend. LSU and Bama.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some college football. We're going to get into the fact that Jeremy Sochan entered the chat. I think that's going to be kind of fun. Entertainment news. Al Pacino going to have to stroke a check because he hooked up with a 20-something-year-old.
How does that even happen, man? Like we were talking about before we came out, on the show today.
Yeah.
How does that shit still work, bro? He's like 80-something years old. He doesn't take one pill, and it fixes everything. He has to take like the
Do you know what he
bottle,
does?
Man.
Do you know what he does?
Half the bottle of Viagra.
He has to give his pecker the any given Sunday speech.
Oh God.
Just get it all turned on. You can do this.
That was
it's a game. It's a game of inches.
Wasn't that
literally
the stupidest speech ever,
dude?
It was dumb.
Any Given Sunday is one of the dumbest sports movies I have ever seen. Because
it's just a comedy.
And so many people come at me like, "No, man, that's a great movie." First of all, there was a lot to like when it came to the actual football scenes, right? You had Jamie Foxx as Willie Beeman. You had Dennis Quaid as the quarterback. There was a lot to like. LL Cool J. Lot to like about that movie.
Cameron
Diaz was a nugget. But overall, Al Pacino as a head coach of a football team
did believe it
was unbelievable. Yeah, and I'm saying unbelievable in a bad way.
Yeah. You know what was better, man? The Replacements.
You know what? I saw The Replacements for the first time last year, and I really liked it.
It wasn't a bad movie.
Yeah,
dude.
That's the Keanu Reeves, Gene Hackman. Yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Spurs last night, because the Spurs, wow. Raise your hand. Remember the first game that they played against the Suns earlier this week? It was like, raise your hand if you stayed awake the entire time.
If you watched the game for the four quarters.
Because most people woke up and were like, what, we won? Last night's game was, when is Phoenix going to make this run? Because the Spurs came out guns a-blazing, big lead. They got up to what, 27 points at some point?
27 points, and Devin Booker was in the game.
And Booker was playing, exactly. Yeah. That's a very good point. So they were pretty much healthy right there.
Yeah, no excuses.
Vassell goes out with an injury in the second quarter. He played very well in the first half.
Groin tightness, that's odd. Bro.
Yeah, that was a little bit odd. And then there was a little scary moment with Tre Jones, but Tre Jones came back into the game.
Dude, Tre Jones got bodied by an ex-Spur, Drew Eubanks, bro.
Yeah, Eubanks lowered the shoulder, man.
Yeah, exactly.
He lowered the boom on him.
That should have been a technical foul.
Borderline. I see where you're going with that. But he lowered his shoulder. Tre Jones got hurt for a while, came back, had a really good game. Sochan looked amazing in the first quarter. Tre Jones looked amazing the rest of the way. Lots of great performances. But the thing about this is this. The Spurs have their number one scorer in Devin Vassell out of the game. Still with a big lead. Phoenix started to chip away towards the end of the third quarter. The bottom fell out. 4.5 minutes to go in the game. Spurs and Suns are suddenly tied because of a Keita Bates-Diop three-pointer.
Man, Keita Bates-Diop was, he was lighting it up, bro.
How many former Spurs were going up against us, man?
I bet you every time he hit a shot, he was looking at him like,
look at that Pop.
Y'all motherfuckers got rid of me,
look at that Pop. But the thing about it is that what we saw last night was Victor Wembanyama show that he has that Kobe Bryant Mamba mentality.
He's got that DNA, inject that shit into my veins.
Dude,
man.
Okay, so I was talking to I saw a report years I don't know, 6, 7, 8 months ago about Victor Wembanyama. And they were talking about his personality. And a lot of times people were saying, well, man, Pop is going to sit him, is going to load manage him and all that stuff. And I was like, no, he's not going to. The reason why he's not going to load manage him and have him miss a ton of games is because Wemby has that Kobe fire of, you're not going to sit my ass down. Now, we'll see what's going on because the Spurs are going to play 3 games in 4 nights this week, starting on Sunday. But Wemby has that personal desire of, I am going to beat you. And yesterday was the first time that the Spurs actually ran the offense through him. And it took Vassell going down for an injury for that to happen. And Wemby put the team on his shoulders and carried this team to a victory on the offensive side of the ball, the defensive side of the ball, a career high 38 points. Only the second player in NBA history to have a 35-10 game. Well, at that age, at 19. The other person, Kevin Durant, who he was up against. And you see him against Kevin Durant. A lot of people describe Victor Wembanyama as the next coming of Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant offensively, but somebody else defensively, a David Robinson defensively, Hakeem Olajuwon defensively, a Ralph Sampson defensively. But offensively, they say he's a lot like Kevin Durant. There's a lot of Kevin Durant in him. Runs the break better than Durant. But did you see them at the free throw line? They're lining up on the blocks right there, and he is towering over Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, who's 6'11", 7 feet tall, towering over him. Wemby yesterday showed that all of the national media who's been giving him crap and saying that he's a bust or that he's hype, just
they ate it.
Middle finger, 5th game of the year, 38 points, a double-double, carried the team to a victory. No one can say anything anymore. Shaq can't say anything. Kendrick Perkins and all of those guys can't say crap anymore because you know what? This guy is doing things that we haven't seen since Shaq, that we haven't seen since Kevin Durant, that we haven't seen since Tim Duncan and David Robinson. Victor Wembanyama is going to be an all-star this year. And in the past, 20 years, there's been 2?
Yeah.
As a rookie, Blake Griffin was the last one 12 years ago. And then he had LeBron James. This is a special talent. This is a generational talent. And we're finally seeing it. And it took Vassell's injury to kind of make that happen.
I got to tell you something, man. One of the things that I observed yesterday during this game is when the game got close, Suns were going to make a run. They're going to make a run. And they did. And they tied the game. And then Coach Pop immediately said, calls the timeout. Let's put Victor Wembanyama in. Let's sit down, booty crumbs over there, Zach Collins, and let's try to win this shit.
Yeah.
So Pop made the right call. He put in Victor. And Victor came out. I got to tell you, man, the kid came out, didn't even look rattled. He looked calm. It's all good, baby. We got this. I'm going to come back and I'm going to make us win, And the thing that I liked about Victor is that he learned something yesterday. I don't know if Spurs fans noticed this, but one thing that Victor, the switch went on, and I saw that moment. He was in the game. He was at the top of the free throw line, and he noticed that I don't got to wait for the Suns to come up there and start guarding me.
Yeah,
I'm going to beat them. So he got the ball and immediately he shot it and he made it.
They started
doing that.
They started doing pick and rolls for him, but the pick and rolls were happening outside the 3-point arc.
Yeah.
Which, if you're going to body him up, you can't body him up from 28 feet away. So it kind of goes away from that. Let's take a look at some of the stats from yesterday's game. Victor Wembanyama, again, 38 points, 10 rebounds, 2 blocks. Did it on 15 of 26 shooting. Knocked down 3 of 6 from 3. But it was a collective team effort. Zach Collins, 7 for 10, 3 out of 3. Knocked down all 3 3-pointers. Dude had a fantastic game yesterday. Jeremy Sochan, 7 for 13. Also had 9 assists, 14 points, 9 assists. Zach Collins with 19 points. Keldon Johnson was the only one that struggled. He only had 7 points, but Wemby had 38. Vassell had 17 minutes and only 17 points in 1 half. But let's talk about Tre Jones. 12 points, 10 assists.
And he almost got knocked the fuck out, and he came back.
But here's the thing. Sochan played good yesterday.
When they let him play defense.
He played good. He had some really good passes. He was showing better court vision in the first quarter.
He had a block and everything in crunch time.
But a lot of what he did well yesterday was off ball, playing like a forward. Now, he did have some good passes. So as a point guard, per se, if we're going to use the phrase point guard, he did a little bit better today, or last night, rather. But Tre Jones played better. And I'm not. Someone said earlier, I think it was Matt Lerma on our YouTube chat, saying, "Don't say anything bad about Sochan." I'm not saying anything bad about Sochan, but we see the pattern growing even more because last night Spurs won by 11 points, right?
Yeah. 11.
I go back to plus minus. Who had the best plus minus on the Spurs last night? Victor Wembanyama.
21.
Plus 21. Who had the second best?
That's actually going to be Devin Vassell. Oh, no, it wasn't Devin Vassell. It was Tre Jones.
Tre
19.
Jones. The Spurs outscored the Suns by 19 when Tre Jones was on the court. What was the plus minus for Jeremy Sochan yesterday?
Jeremy Sochan's plus minus was 0.
0. And for a lot of the game, it was actually negative. So it's weird because we see flashes from Jeremy Sochan of improvement at the point guard position, the point forward, whatever you're going to call him. He showed better awareness. He was bringing the ball up faster than before. That was my big complaint earlier this week, was that the transition offense is so much better with Tre Jones because he's pushing the ball up the court because he's a true point guard.
He's pushing the tempo. Yep.
And he's pushing it also defensively as well. You know, he's trying to poke balls away and things like that. Sochan played a lot better yesterday at point guard. He played a lot better at point guard yesterday. So I will give him a B+ for last night's game. The problem is that Tre Jones was an A-, A+. So even though Sochan played so much better, Tre Jones is out of his mind right now playing. And the Spurs hum offensively when Tre Jones is out there. And I don't want to hear this crap about, well, it's because he plays against the backups. Dude, that's the stupidest argument ever. The starters play together the first 5 minutes of the game, and then subs come in, and it's 3 starters, 2 subs, and whatnot. Because when I saw Tre Jones balling out, Devin Booker was on the court. I saw him balling out with Kevin Durant on the court.
Yeah.
So I don't hear this crap about, well,
look at Anthony.
Tre Jones is playing with the backups.
This is funny to me, too, because I saw the same thing. Durant and Booker kept smiling, thinking they were going to come back and win. Because when they tied the game, they were like, we got this.
They had the swagger.
Got this. Yeah, you know.
They had the swagger, but then what happens? You have Victor Wembanyama go out there and just dominate from there on out, man.
Maybe the smiles upset Wembanyama.
Wemby was demanding the ball. I'm going to go back to Kobe. We got ourselves a killer. We got ourselves an assassin in Victor Wembanyama. He wants the ball. He wants the ball down the stretch. He is asking for it, demanding it. Give it to me here. And the way that he gets the ball, it's not in the same places. Okay. Sometimes he wants to bring it up. Sometimes he wants to catch the ball on the block. Sometimes at the free throw line. Sometimes on the wing. The guy can do everything, and he's only going to get better. Yesterday proved that Victor Wembanyama can dominate at the NBA level.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
At the NBA level. And he's 19 years old, and he's ours. Now, going back to Jeremy Sochan, he did comment on one of the threads that one of the Twitter threads that I had out there. And I was kind of surprised. Actually, I woke up this morning with little heart palpitations that he was responding to it. But it was a debate as to whether or not Tre Jones should be the starter or not. And he took some exception to it. And it wasn't so much to me.
Yeah.
It was one of our listeners that he was giving crap to because he was like, let me see here. I put down, there was a tweet that I put down, incredible comeback win for the Spurs last night. Best plus minus was Tre Jones, plus 13 in 24 minutes. Is the sample size large enough now? And that's the one that he responded to. That's the one he responded to. But I like the fact that he responds. I like the fact that he takes exception to things. It was the Drew Show giving him crap. One of our listeners.
Yeah.
Giving him crap on my thread. And Sochan comes up and says, keep talking, bro. Keep talking, bro. Dude, again, these are young guys. They're impressionable. They love social media. They're addicted to social media. It is what it is. So are we. I like the fact that he responded. And I like the fact that he is getting better. Do I want him to be the starting point guard of this team? No. But I want him on this team. When you saw Jeremy Sochan, first quarter, had like 3 or 4 excellent passes, got early assists early on, had 9 for the day. But when he was playing his best was in the second and third quarter, and I wasn't watching him play point guard there. He was actually playing off ball. He was attacking the rim. He was getting dishes from Victor Wembanyama. Vassell was catching him. Dude, he played better when he was playing his natural position. So, yeah, he had 9 assists, but I don't think that he was playing point guard. He was just bringing the ball up. And
he was giving the ball immediately to Tre Jones.
Immediately to Tre, immediately to Victor, immediately to Devin. He was just bringing the ball up. He wasn't playing point guard, but he did so well. GM97 says, Jimenez keeps forgetting the team is developing, not just to get wins. How can Sam improve if he doesn't play? That's not it, man. What I'm saying is that you don't have to play somebody out of position if you have somebody already on the roster who can do a fantastic job at that position. That's what I'm saying. Why experiment when the experiment may not be needed is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And what I don't want is this to be a throwaway season. Do you think Victor Wembanyama wants this to be a rebuilding year? Do you think that the number 1 overall draft pick, who's considered to be the best prospect since LeBron James, do you think he wants to throw away his rookie season?
Not at all.
No. He wants to win. And do you know how you get that team to win? It's not by putting Sochan on the bench. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that I don't want Sochan to play or that he should be the 8th or 9th man on the team. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that stick him to his position.
Yeah.
Put him back at the 4 or put him at the 3.
That's where he was thriving in that fourth quarter in crunch time yesterday.
Right.
Yeah.
So somebody needs to go to the bench, and it's probably Keldon.
Hey, man.
Zach.
I wouldn't mind that.
Because I want to see Tre Jones out there with Devin Vassell.
Yeah.
I want to see Victor Wembanyama out there with Jeremy Sochan, and I want to see, let's just say, Keldon out there throwing it out there. So you have a bunch of shooters out there. Or if you want to put Keldon off the bench and you have Zach Collins go out there and have a bigger presence defensively, I'm okay with that too. Sochan deserves to start. I want Sochan to play 30 minutes per game. Okay? I'm not saying that he sucks. He's getting better, but I want him to get better at what he's good at already.
Yeah, look at Joshua Jimenez. He says, since we know Sochan is watching, why don't you play like the legend that wore the great 10 jersey before? Dennis Rodman, Ewing, Avery Johnson.
That's a very good point, because we want him to be Rodman. We don't want him to be Avery Johnson.
Exactly, dude.
Because
he's out there to go ahead and play defense.
He's bringing the ball up the court and then dishing it off. Now, a lot of the assists that he had early on were long distance passes, which was great because it was transition ball. But when it comes to running a break, I don't trust Jeremy Sochan to run a 3-on-2 fast break. I don't. I want him to be on the wing. I want him to be on the left or the right to finish that fast break. I don't want him being in the middle trying to make the decision to either go up for the layup or go left or right. I want him to finish the layup, finish the dunk. I want him to do that.
Look at, man, Chris Leha, dude. Collins is ass on defense.
He played better yesterday, though.
He played better, but no lies detected, man.
19 points, 3 of 3 from 3. I mean, he played a lot better, and he actually had some defensive plays yesterday. I will agree, Collins did play like ass defensively the first 4 games of the season, but not last night. Oh, I like this question here. We're going to see a lineup change if Devin Vassell is out. And someone had asked earlier if Devin Vassell should be known as being injury prone, because Devin Vassell missed so much time
I don't know,
last year. Groin injuries, he might miss a couple of games, man. He might miss a couple of games. So then who comes in? I actually liked watching Tre Jones and Jeremy Sochan on the court together. They don't play a lot together. But yesterday, they did spend some time on the floor.
Yes, they did.
And they seem to play well off of each other. I don't mind seeing it. Spurs are taking on the Toronto Raptors Sunday at the Frost Bank Center. It's going to be an early start. It's going to be a 2:30 tip-off, if I'm not mistaken. The Spurs can do themselves a favor by beating the Raptors in 2 ways. One is you get the win, right? Spurs right now are 3-2. 3-2. That's a great record right now. They're 3-2.
The baby Spurs, too.
Baby Spurs.
Yeah.
If they beat Toronto, and the Spurs should beat Toronto, I think they should beat Toronto, they can go 4-2. And even better, if they beat Toronto and Toronto drops to 2-4, You know, the Spurs have their draft pick next year.
Yeah, they do. They do, man.
It is top 6 protected. So if it falls 7 and beyond, the Spurs get their first round draft pick next year as part of the Jakob Poeltl trade from a couple of years back.
Yeah. And who's missing Jakob Poeltl right now, man?
No one is.
Yeah.
Zach Collins is doing what Jakob Poeltl used to do, and he's making 3-pointers to boot.
Hey, man, I'm not saying nothing bad about Jakob. I'm glad that he's still in the league and he's playing, he's balling, you know?
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, it was one of those tough decisions that needed to be made. But trust me when I say this, there's other tough decisions that are going to have to be made in order for this team to really get to where they need to be a contender.
Yeah.
So Spurs fans need to prepare for that, as we keep telling them.
C.D. Osman, Spurs fans are starting to really like this guy. And I get it. CD
Shetty. Shetty, or how does it say?
Wow, yeah. I'm sure I mispronounced Sochan as well,
Yeah.
but lots of comments coming in. Again, you can follow us on YouTube as well. And this show is not dated, man, because if you want to watch us at 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock on the way home, we're available not only on YouTube, but also on all the major podcast platforms, from iHeart app to Spotify to Apple Play and Google, all of that stuff. You can check us out.
Look,
and share. By the way, if you're listening right now, if you're watching us right now, go onto your social media, share this video, share this live stream, and tell people to listen to us.
Yeah, man. If you like what we're doing, man, we'd appreciate it. Would really appreciate it if you could go ahead and give us some love, man. Hit that like button.
That's right. Spernandez reached out to us on YouTube. Man, I was in the house. It was so electric. Spernandez. Of course, the cameras caught him the last minute of the game as he's holding up a Wemby
jersey, Mets 92.
The Mets 92 jersey, just holding it up in the air. I'm like, dude, I swear.
That motherfucker everywhere, dude.
No one gets on camera more than that guy.
The camera fucking loves him,
Semper Fi, baby.
They always find him, bro.
Every Semper Fi, our favorite Marine, man.
Represent. Photo Exit 7, brother.
John Jay High School, UT Longhorns, now in the United States Marines in San Diego. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being part of the show. You hosted last week. Got me drunk off my ass.
Yeah. Hey, man, I saw him, and there was another Spurs fan in attendance, too, and the camera went to them. And the other guy was being so fucking petty. He was waving bye to all the Suns fans because I guess they were leaving. You know, they were going clearing the arena, and he was saying bye to them.
Charlie Hernandez is asking the question: where are we drinking this weekend, boys? We already have the answer. Our good buddy from San Antonio Sportscast, James Pledger, wants to go out. He's actually working the event at Twin Peaks 151.
Yeah. Right around the corner.
Right around the corner.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to watch the Cowboys game someplace, right?
Yeah. Well, I already warned him. I said, Pledge, I'm going to be out there. I said, I'm going to pull up. We can get litty, dude.
Yeah, I'm going to take it easy, dude. I'll just drink beer. And
That's what you say. That's what you say.
That's true.
And then after like hey, man, you want some Crown and Coke? You'd be like, fuck it.
They have no karaoke there, because when you and I were at the Stout House watching the Rangers win the World Series,
we had fun, man.
We got all excited. We were about to leave, and they're like, karaoke night starting, and I'm like,
what?
Hold my beer.
Yeah. Hey, we had some drinks, bro. We were doing some damage.
It was good.
We did some damage. Hey, man, I gotta say the Crown and Coke, that was going down good.
Well, it was the special. I mean, that was the drink
good.
special for the night. So got to make it happen.
Hey, man, and then they had the karaoke, man, and I go ahead and commend anyone who's brave enough to get that mic and go up there and start singing.
Even if I'm doing the Humpty dance,
even if you're doing Humpty dance, we got video of that, but that's from Mike's private collection.
Yeah, I was doing the Fernandez dance in my seat, the boxing.
Yeah,
I didn't post that one, but that was funny.
Man. Good times, bro. Good times.
Very, very cool, man. Hey, lots going on over here. Thank you to all the people who are reaching out to us on YouTube. It's funny because we see them in real time, and it's like post. Like we can't even read them all. There's so many coming in. Spurs again, 3 games in 4 nights, beginning 2:30 on Sunday. I might need to go to that game, man. I might need to go 2:30 on Sunday.
Well,
it's a matinee.
I'll do this.
I could be home by 6.
I'll do this. I got an extra ticket to the game. You want to be my +1?
Dude, I'd love to.
+1. I'll take you to the game, dude. It starts at 2:30. After the game, we'll tell Pledge this. Hold tight. we're coming.
Oh, that's right. That's also the game. Oh, wow. Cowboy fans, which ones are you going to do? You going to watch the Cowboys Eagles, or are you going to go to the Frost Bank Center?
Go frost yourself.
3 games in 4 nights for the Spurs. Again, they play 2:30 on Sunday against the Raptors. Then they have a road game against the Indiana Pacers, and then another road game against the New York Knicks. 3 games in 4 nights. Early starts, man. So we've been watching the Phoenix games at like 9:00 at night, right? So these games like Monday against Indiana and Wednesday against the New York Knicks, those are 6:00 and 6:30 starts. The game against the Knicks, his first game, Wemby's first game at Madison Square Garden, going to be on ESPN.
Look what Tim asked you, bro. Did the lady in the green pants
Did the lady in the green pants show up? Like, no.
Come on.
No. I would have brought it up, okay? I would have brought it up.
Hey, there was a lady that was really nice to us. What was her? I forgot her name. She was an older lady. She was doing karaoke. She was really cool, man.
Yeah,
sweet lady.
She was really cool. Dude, she had some pipes, dude.
No, she did, man.
She could
Sweet
sing.
old lady, man.
She could sing.
Yeah.
Very, very nice, man. Lots going on over here. Let's talk about the Dallas Cowboys because they're going to try to take control of the NFC. I mean, if they go and beat the Eagles on Sunday, Joe, would you consider them to be the best team in the NFC?
I think at that time, if they go ahead and beat the Eagles, man, you got to really give yourself time to process if that's what really happens.
I mean, like,
like
Morpheus,
your head.
Like Morpheus to Neo. Are you starting to believe at that point?
You got to scratch your head and be like, is this Cowboys team better than the Eagles?
Well, here's the thing. They're playing at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. Eagles favored by only 3. You get 3 points for being the home team. That means that Vegas believes that on a neutral field, these two teams are equal to each other. We've seen Dak Prescott play so well the past couple of games, and he's airing it out. That's the thing. Cowboys coming in at 5-2, Eagles at 7-1.
The Cowboys need a win this one to go ahead and stay in contention with the Eagles. Because like you said, if the Eagles win this one, it's game over, bro.
I wonder what the Cowboys are doing to like practice against the brotherly shove that the Eagles do on 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1.
My God.
Or they do at the goal line. By the way, let's take a look at what the Eagles do.
Hey, can I give a quick shout out, man? Matt
Sure.
Lerma's over here. He's just wanting to let everybody know that the Poodle Network is going to have their first meetup of the year, and they're going to be at the Black Lab Brewing Company at 1602 East Houston Street from 5 to 8:30 p.m. on Saturday. I'll try to make it there, man, because I'm going to be celebrating my daughter's birthday, but I don't know when we're taking her out to eat. I don't know if we're going today after I get out of work,
right,
or are we going on Saturday. She's the boss, man. She's coming back, you know, for the weekend because it's her birthday. Shout out to my daughter. Her name is Sarah. She turned 20 today, the big 2-0.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Very, very cool.
And I still, every day I wake up in the morning and then she laughs at me on my dresser. I have the picture the day she was born. When I'm holding her in my arms, I took a picture of her, and that's the picture that I have on my mantle.
Being a girl dad special, man.
Yeah. And she's like, Dad, you have a shrine built to me. I'm like, because I have a lot of pictures of me and her.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, you're the only baby girl I got. You know?
Love being a girl dad. We're talking about the Eagles and Cowboys. The Eagles have this thing where they let teams hang around. They played the Patriots in week 1, only won by 5. They played the Vikings week 2, only won by 6. Week 4 against the Washington Commanders, it went into overtime. They had a close game against the Rams. They lost a 1-possession game to Zach Wilson and the Jets. And then last weekend, taking on the Washington Commanders, it was a tough game. Eagles won, but it was 38-31. Meantime, the Cowboys
Eagles were behind on that one.
They were behind most of the time. Meantime, the Cowboys come out, and again, I like using the phrase guns a-blazing because 43 points against the Rams in their last game.
Look at Chris Gonzalez. Fly, Eagle, flies. No, don't bring me that pendejada right there. Hell with the Eagles, man. Pinche lechuzas cagadas.
If the Eagles win this game, division over. It'll be the first week of November, and unless Jalen Hurts gets injured, it's over. It's over, which means the Cowboys would have to go and be the number 5 or 6 seed which means they're going to go on the road to start the playoffs, more than likely against either the Saints or the Atlanta Falcons. This is a playoff game for the Dallas Cowboys.
It
This
is.
is a playoff game. It's going to be a playoff atmosphere. Cowboys, Eagles. You know how rowdy those Philly fans are.
You think they're going to start throwing batteries like they used to back in the day?
Santa ain't going to be there, man.
They used to have freaking socks, bro, and they used to fill them with batteries, swing them around, and throw them at the opposing team, that was there, whether it be Cowboys fans or whoever.
Yeah.
They would throw batteries and all sorts of shit on the field, man.
When I was in high school band, man, I'd go to Southwest High School, and they used to throw rocks at us. They used to rock the bus.
Freaking Philly fans, bro. They were throwing beers that were closed to Cowboys fans, and they showed a video as they were walking into the stadium.
Hey.
And they were wearing Cowboys gear. You're getting a beer thrown at you.
Hey, can't take the heat. Stay out the kitchen, baby. Stay out the kitchen.
But that's how classy Philly fans are, bro.
Dude, Cowboy fans aren't classy. What are you talking about? You make it sound like,
hey, man, we're not throwing beers.
You go to Jerry World and there's fights going on all over the place.
That's different. That's in the stadium. That's like if you're going to a family barbecue. You're not going to get in a disagreement with family at a family barbecue. You're not going to throw fists. Come on, man. We're raza, bro.
Hey, we got somebody who wants to call in. Jeff Garcia is asking to jump on board. I called him earlier before the show to say, hey, Jeff, let's make this happen.
Well, I'll go ahead and call the brother up.
All right, Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs, Kens 5. Don't forget to subscribe to him at Jeff G Spurs Zone.
You know what? Fuck it. Let's go ahead and play his intro. His little segment.
Let's do it.
Locked On Spurs is your daily Spurs podcast, hosted by Jeff Garcia, the lead Spurs writer for Kens 5 San Antonio. Jeff has a healthy plethora of guests all the time on the Locked On Spurs podcast. You can also follow Jeff on threads at Jeff G Kens 5 SA. You can also follow Jeff on Twitter at Jeff G Spurs Zone. So make sure you go ahead and give Jeff a follow, not only on Threads and Twitter, but also on YouTube at youtube.com/@Locked On Spurs. This is where you're going to be able to find the replay of the Locked On Spurs podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share.
You can also follow Jeff Garcia at 1919, his favorite bar over in Southtown. That's also where you can find him.
Hey, man, don't be giving out his secret little hideouts, bro. You don't want the peeps pulling up to him.
Oh man, he likes those fancy drinks, but I like him too. What's going on, Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Kens 5? What's going on, my man?
What's going on, dude? What were y'all talking about right now? Drinks, and I missed that part.
Oh no, we were talking about where we could find you. So we have that promo spot saying you could find him here, you could find him there, and I said you could also find him at 1919 on the occasional night.
Pretty much. I pretty much have I should just camp out there, put a tent up. So about Wemby, huh? What a game,
dude! Wemby, 38 points. He's gonna be one of the few Spurs who went ahead and accomplished such a feat as a rookie. The other ones, I believe, was Tim Duncan, and we had David Robinson as well.
Yeah, so as a rookie for the Spurs, and then also as a 19-year-old going for 35 and 10, it was Wemby and Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
That's a rare class of elite players right there. So the first thing that came to my mind after the game was over, and the dust settled, was, should we not knee jerk? Should we not knee jerk yet?
No, we knee jerk hard.
Because sure, he had a phenomenal game. Tip your cap to him. Way to go, Wemby. But my next phase for him and his development is, can he sustain this? Because the first few games prior to the second Phoenix game, what do we see? Quietness, fourth quarter explosion. Same thing. Periods 1 through 3, fourth quarter explodes. Yesterday's game, it was consistent through each period. So now I want to see if he's going to carry that moving forward. And I think he will. He looked like it. Was it just me? He looked like a totally different player last night.
He figured some things out, Jeff. You know what? One of the things I was going to ask you to see if you noticed the same thing. It was there in the fourth quarter where Pop finally went ahead and subbed in Wembanyama for Collins. And immediately when they went to Victor Wembanyama, he figured something out. He's like, you know what? I don't got to wait for the opposing team, the Suns, to go ahead and start playing defense on me. I can beat them if I just shoot the ball real quick. And he started doing that, and he was scoring. He had, I think 3 shots in a row. One of those was a 3-pointer, which was amazing. He was running up the court, stopped on a dime, pulled up, boom, money. You know?
Yeah, that confidence was oozing yesterday, and also the intangibles too. For example, Jimenez, I don't know if you caught this. Every time he did a spectacular play, it pumped up the bench.
Oh yeah.
You had Devontae Graham just like hanging all over Mamu, because he was bewildered. You had Keldon Johnson exiting the court and just mumbling to himself, "Who's going to stop him? Who's going to stop him?"
Yeah,
and then you also saw this, like Wemby was actually getting into players' faces. He was talking with them a lot more.
Gotta mix it up.
More so than we've seen so far. So inside, outside game on the offensive end, defensively, just being a pest, being that havoc.
Yeah. Hey, Michael's going to ask you something, Jeff.
Hey, talking to Jeff Garcia from Ken's 5 and Locked On Spurs, you and I had discussed this in the past about how we had seen these reports about Victor Wembanyama, about how he was very Kobe when it came to his mentality, that he likes to force the issue, that he wants the ball down the stretch. How impressed were you to see him the last 4 minutes of the game say, "I want the ball, offense runs through me," and just basically dominate from there on out?
My first thought was, finally, that's the Wembanyama that we all expected. That's the one that was supposed to be that from the jump, game 1 of the NBA season. Okay, well, you know what? It didn't start, it didn't happen until last night versus Phoenix, but nevertheless, I think that's just a sign not only to the Spurs roster, the coaching staff, that you can go ahead and start feeding him more in the paint. Maybe he got comfortable. Maybe he had a light switch go off just in his 5th game of his pro career, and and away we go. Also, too, I also like the reverse, that the players, they kept on feeding him. You saw Keldon also doing this, arcing the ball up towards him, not a chest pass, not a bounce pass, arcing it to him in the paint. And speaking of the paint, Jimenez, did you notice that Wemby was calling for the paint?
Yeah,
the ball in the paint more often.
He said, "Give me the rock. I'm ready."
Yeah, you saw that more versus, and what I like too, that he stayed in the paint. He didn't grab the ball in the paint and then walk back out to the perimeter, walk back out to the 3 line, and he went for it. So, yeah, I think this is a good stepping stone. I want to see if they'll continue this for Toronto. Then another road trip coming up, Indiana and New York. The bright lights of the Big Apple. We'll see how he did, but a great game, phenomenal game. I couldn't be prouder. I think it put the league on notice.
Well, you know what? I had made something for you, Jeff. I'm gonna go ahead and share it real quick. Sorry, Mike, but I got to do this real quick, man. I made you a new graphic, Jeff. I don't know if you could see it, but I got rid of the other one.
Let me check it out. Hang on.
And this one's a little bit more professional. I told the guys. I told the peeps. We got to move away from the top hat and the plane and the steak, and I want to make it look more pro. So I like that picture of you when you were doing that video of Wembanyama before the season started.
Man, I'm mocking the Vegeta, the Majin Vegeta.
Exactly, the Majin. Yeah, man. So I went ahead and did that. So just to let you know, when you come out and make an appearance.
Wait. Does Jimenez know what the M stands for?
I don't think
it stands for Michael. Man,
Michael.
That's for Michael.
You try to get it, man, but my boy, he was quick with it. I respect it.
No, it was so much fun watching the game last night. And my favorite part of it all was there were a handful of plays where they were feeding Wemby at the free throw line. And he was turning around, and it's like he had the vision of the entire court because he's so tall. And he was finding people. He was being unselfish. It was a weird thing where it was, he shot more than 20 shots, right? But was unselfish in doing so.
Yeah.
Because he would find the guy. He wasn't forcing shots up. And now Wemby averages over 20 points per game. Now Wemby looks like, I know we're 5 games in, but it looks like if he can stay north of 20 points per game, you can guarantee he's going to be an all-star.
He's elite.
He might even be voted in.
Oh, no doubt he's going to be voted in this season.
I mean, look at him as just the NBA just pushing Wemby in everybody's face.
How much does Jeff Garcia's vote count if he's going to go for Wemby for the All-Star game?
You know what? The only vote I have within the league is I have a media vote for the NBA 2K League. So baby steps, guys.
Come on, man.
So then next should be the NBA.
You got to tell him, Jeff. Do you know who I am?
I know, right?
So Jeff, is Spurs Twitter going to be out next week when I have my first varsity game of the year.
You got to drop the Addy, bro.
Yeah, notice I didn't put down where.
I know.
I didn't, because people are asking, what game are you going to be at? We'll want to go. And I'm
Oh my God.
I'm like, no, dude.
Don't do it, Jimenez.
You know who's going to be there, bro? And all the Raza, me, Christopher
Don't do it.
Leja, Chicana Fuerte, Bear County Social Apparel.
It's in the south side of San Antonio, this game.
Hey,
baby.
Jeff can show up, man.
I'm doing it.
I definitely, if it's in the south side near me, then for sure.
It's an SAISD game.
You got to let me know, dude. That way I can
4A
go ahead
varsity.
and call one of the local print shops and get the big old head of you, mate, the big one with the face, the cara where you're drinking the beer, like when you're kissing the beer.
Yeah.
I'll just have that in the crowd.
I got 3 middle school games this weekend, though. So
Look at
them all out.
You're already calling you out.
Yeah.
Drop the Addy, you coward.
I mean, you know, I don't want to take away Jimenez's shine here from getting heckled, but you know, I'm digging deeper into Wemby's stats here, and you look at what he did in that fourth quarter. In a 6-minute 21 span, he went 3 for 3, and to end the game from the field, 1 for 1 from the field. You know, went to the free throw line 4 times, made 3 of them. I mean, my goodness, you know, that's clutch. That's a very clutch type of player right there. And also, too, collectively, guys, the Spurs just popped Phoenix in the mouth to start the game and to end the game.
Mm-hmm.
They ended the game with a 12-0 run. They started the game with what I believe probably like a 10. I think, Joe, was it like a 10-12?
That was a 12-0 run that they did. I think in the last 2:45.
Yeah, in the last 2:45, they did a 12-0 run. But to start the game, they did like I think it was like an 8-0 run or a 10-0 run, and really put Phoenix on their heels. And this is a Phoenix team, guys, that had Durant and Booker in uniform. So it's not like they were not fully powered. That could be their excuse. No. But and then here's the thing too: they also maintained that flow without Devin Vassell in the second half. I thought losing Vassell heading into the third and the fourth would really put a hamper on things. Like, oh my God, who's going to be that second option? Guess what? Collectively, they were the second option. You had Doug McDermott coming in with timely threes when the score was tied at 116. You had Osman come in and nail just clutch shots. So, wow. I mean, this is a boost their confidence. I don't know what.
Hey, Jeff, you got a heckler here, man. And no, he's not heckling you. He's just saying.
He's saying you sound so serious, is what he's saying.
Why so serious?
You know, it's because it was a serious win last night. Hey, Jeff, let's talk about plus minus, because I like two stats this year: plus minus and effective field goal percentages. Tre Jones plus 19 yesterday. It happened again.
Mm-hmm.
Even the game where the Spurs lost by 40, his plus minus that game was 0.
Hey, at least it was a negative.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's nothing been a plus, right, for almost every single game.
Plus for for 4 of the games, and a 0 for 1. So he has not had a negative plus minus at all this year. And I mean, it goes back with that whole thing about Sochan running the point. I mean, Tre Jones runs it better. And
the numbers don't lie, Jimenez.
In what respect?
Yeah, I think they're just worried about who's going to run the team coming off that bench. Because do you want a fairly inexperienced point guard, Sochan, coming off the bench, where maybe the wheels could fall off, you know, and they lose a lead or the lead gets bigger on them? Or do you want somebody running that second unit that can maintain leads or keep the team competitive?
Dude, I'm looking at Keldon going to the bench, dude. I'm looking at Keldon being that guy. You know, Keldon bringing the points off the bench. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, I'm thinking a lineup of, because I don't want Sochan to be the one that's benched, because yesterday we saw Tre Jones and Sochan play together.
They look good,
and they looked good together.
Mm-hmm.
We hadn't seen that because it was like one was subbing out for the other more often than not. But we saw a lot of them together last night, and I liked what I saw when they were both out there. Sochan has better vision. His vision is getting better. He had 9 assists, but he doesn't run fast breaks, dude. He doesn't play transition offense. He just brings the ball up. And that's what Tre Jones is doing. Tre Jones is forcing the issue in a positive way. But again, the Spurs have 3 games in 4 nights. Toronto, 2:30 on Sunday. Then they have Indiana. Then they go to Madison Square Garden for a game that's going to be nationally televised on ESPN. How big of a circus do you think it's going to be with New York? Because you've lived in New York for many, many years. What do you think it's going to be like there in New York when Wemby comes to town?
It's going to be mob city. I mean, I think it's just the conference room, the media conference room is so tiny, in MSG. So I think that'll be filled to the brim. And especially if he's continuing playing this hot hand that he has, let's just say he goes out against Toronto and drops another big game, and then he heads into New York on that kind of high play. Yeah, I mean, the whole world will descend on him. I mean, just look at today, on I think it was on ABC. Adam Silver showed up to talk about Wemby. So, he it's all about him. Go ahead.
Let me show you something real fast. I'm on SeatGeek right now, and I'm pretending that I'm a fan of the New York Knicks.
Okay.
The cheap seats right now.
Yeah.
So, for example, tonight, in-season tournament game between the Knicks and Bucks. Actually, that's at the Bucks. Okay, at Madison Square Garden against the Clippers next week. You can get cheap seats for $114.
That's cheap for the Garden, man.
Yeah,
cheap seats.
That's cheap. Yeah, that's cheap for the Garden. Exactly.
It's probably without the fees, but we'll add to it. The Hornets can come in. You can go for $109. You can watch the Knicks play the Suns for $150.
And those are
but the most expensive game this month at Madison Square Garden is against the Spurs.
Oh, no doubt, dude. The Wemby effect.
For sure.
How much?
Is against the Spurs, $239.
Okay.
Is what they're asking for. And that is for section 226 up there.
For those y'all living in New York, just go outside. There's scalpers there will sell it cheap.
but are they legit?
Exactly. No, I've bought scalp tickets before at Yankee Stadium.
Mm-hmm. They're legit.
Talking to Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs, Ken's 5. We've talked about the Spurs. We've talked about the Cowboys. This weekend, we've got some college football. I'm going for LSU over Alabama. That's the big game for me. UTSA still undefeated.
And conference play.
Dude, Jeff Traylor says they're undefeated. So I'm gonna go with what Jeff Traylor says.
And he's referring to conference play, bro.
And that's all that matters, though, because there are 3 teams right now.
Yeah, but I'm just saying overall, man, if you want to get technical.
Yeah, so if you're a UTSA fan, you want to watch them play tomorrow, you got to drive out to Denton because they're taking on North Texas. UTSA, as I said, is undefeated right now in the AAC, along with Tulane and SMU. It looks more and more like that game the day after Thanksgiving, Tulane, UTSA in New Orleans is going to determine, I think, who's going to win this particular conference.
Yeah, and let's not forget Longhorns play tomorrow. They start off early at 11 o'clock against the Kansas State Wildcats, who are 6-2.
I know. They're nationally ranked. I think they're 25.
25, yeah.
So that's going to be a big game. Lots of good games.
Yeah.
Michigan's going to cheat their way to a win again.
Who are they playing this week, man? Come on.
I mean, Michigan, Michigan's ranked number 2 in the nation right now.
But they ain't playing nobody
their
with the
strength of
damn.
schedule's number 111.
Dude,
or
they
something
ain't
like
playing nobody, bro. Nobody.
Dude, it's all just.
Who do they play tomorrow? Oh, they're playing Purdue.
Yeah, Purdue's like a 2-6 record. Purdue's coach was out there saying, "Yeah, we know they've been scouting us. We know that we have video evidence of them bringing their people over to our side of the field."
They're bro. They don't got to worry,
The
man.
Houston Astros of college football, your Michigan Wolverines. They have trash cans and everything, man. But let's get into some entertainment news.
All right.
I want to get Jeff's opinion on something with this entertainment news.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna do entertainment news. We gotta do it right, bro. Let me go ahead and see if I can pull this up. Man.
Let's get that bump music up.
Let me get the bump. Yeah, exactly, man. Let me look for it. There it is. You ready?
Let's do it.
All right.
All right. According to TMZ, actor Al Pacino is going to be cutting some big checks for child support. The dude's 83 years old and just had a baby in June.
Good Lord.
His girlfriend or former girlfriend, I don't know what she is anymore.
20-something.
His baby mama.
Baby mama, yeah.
29-year-old woman named Noor Alfaro. She's a hottie. She's in the entertainment industry. She's attractive. She's 29 years old, which means that they were hooking up when she was 28 and he was 82.
Jeez.
Transposing those numbers. Now, here's the thing, though. Here's what she's getting. Lump sum of $110,000 plus $30,000 a month in child support, along with health insurance
for 18
along
years
with schooling. And if his income goes up, her income goes up. So for every new movie he's doing, she gets a bump as well.
Is he
Okay.
even doing movies? anymore.
I think he comes out in movies here and there. It's not like he has a hectic schedule like he did when he was probably in his 60s, or even 50 years old. Yeah, he's getting up there, man.
Now, the thing about this woman, Noor Alfara, she's in the industry. She's a producer.
Look at what GM97 says. Allegedly not his baby.
Oh, no,
That's
man.
not my baby.
Yeah, no, that's it just kind of gives me the creeps because he was 82, she was 28, right? But she was first in the public eye 5 years ago when she was 23 years old, and she was dating Mick Jagger, who's also in his 80s. She has a type there, Jeff.
Yeah, ones that are already loaded already.
Let's say they're established. They're established gentlemen.
It's so gross, dude.
Here I am thinking that I already passed my. Well, I mean, I know biologically I can't have kids anytime, but I don't have any kids. But but to be 83, what was it? 83.
83 years old,
having a kid. No, man.
Jeez.
We were talking about how much Viagra does it take at that point,
dude. Half the bottle.
I mean,
man,
she's smoking though.
Got to inject it directly to the source or something.
Put it in an IV. I got it in my IV, baby.
$30,000 a month. But you know what? I mean, what is that guy worth? He's got to be worth tens of millions, right?
Yeah,
so
man.
no big deal. Yeah. No big deal. Chris Gonzalez saying Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, Mick Jagger, all having kids in their 80s. None of them will be there for high school graduation. It's just mathematically almost impossible.
Hey, man, you know who else is getting up there in age too? The great Clint Eastwood. He's already like 93, bro.
Yes.
Still working.
Well, okay, here's the thing. These old guys, they look old. But have you noticed all of these attractive actresses in their 50s that, like, they just don't age? Like Halle Berry doesn't age. Salma Hayek doesn't age. Sofia Vergara doesn't age.
Oh, man, that's that Botox, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's working wonders,
exactly
baby. It's working wonders.
You use that Botox, and then they don't have facial expressions anymore. It's just, it doesn't move. They smile, and it's just like, it's all weird, bro.
I saw a video the other day of BB Rexa.
Hey, no slander on my girl.
Your girl. She has gone over to the other side of she went from being thick to being really, really big.
Yeah, it's okay, man. Thickums. She's now she's thick with 2 C's. It's all good, Mike.
I think she's with 3 C's now, dude. It's a little too much now.
Mike, you just can't handle them big girls, man. You're afraid. You're afraid you're gonna die. If you die, you die.
Wait, you're gonna die.
If you die, you die.
So we're bringing back movie reviews on Monday. This weekend, I'm going to be watching Bloodsport for the first time ever.
No.
Here we go.
This is my first review in about 6 weeks. The last movie I reviewed was that Chuck Norris movie,
what was it
Delta
called?
Force.
Delta Force.
And I gave it a good review. I gave it like a B+.
Hey, all right. Let me give you the heads up now. This is one of Van Damme's first films. I think this was his very first film.
Okay, do I need to do another movie? Give me his best movie for me to do.
You want to see Time Cop?
I've never seen Time Cop.
Do you want to see the one he did with Dennis Rodman? He did one with Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, no, bro. You know what? Lionheart was a good one.
Never seen any of these movies.
You know where he's really good at? When he plays the villain in Expendables. Watch that.
Yeah, but the Expendables is not a Van Damme movie. The Expendables is like he's one of 10 people that are out there.
Yeah, the Lionheart one was a good one, though, because he starts off as a guy who's down on his luck. He's poor, and he goes to street fighting to get some money, and to see the underground,
The of the early that really stands out is Universal Soldier. That one actually is really good. And what was the one, Joe, where he was like in a wasteland, and oh my goodness, what was that one movie? It wasn't Time Cop. Cyborg. I think it was called Cyborg.
Oh, yeah, Cyborg. What's the one where he went to the island just like Mortal Kombat, remember?
Oh, Street Fighter.
No. It wasn't Street Fighter. It was another one. It was from the 90s, I believe. And he gets transported to this island with other fighters, and they're fighting, and it's like a fight to the death and this and that. You remember that one, Jeff? I forgot what it was called.
Let me shake my
damn. It sounds like Mortal Kombat.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. But I think it came out right around the same time or a little bit before Mortal Kombat came out. But either way,
No.
we'll have something for you, man.
Yeah,
have
we'll
something
do
for you.
By the way,
we'll do
by
a
the way,
review on Monday.
By the way, shout out Mr. Mike over there at Bear County. He made me a very unique T-shirt. He got the kickboxer famous scene of Jean-Claude Van Damme drunk dancing with two girls in like in a leotard and pants, and he merged that movie that I love with the anime that I love, Dragon Ball Z's Goku, and he put like Videl and Bulma on the side, and he has that scene recreated on a T-shirt for me. So I thought that was a pretty cool what he made me.
People are saying right now on our YouTube stream that they want me to do Bloodsport.
Yeah,
that's the one.
Maybe you should just stick with that one because that you told the people you were going to review Bloodsport. Bloodsport.
Okay. Will it be? Will I give it a better review than Big Trouble in Little China?
You're probably going to sit here for the whole movie. You're not going to leave midway through. Which is the other one you couldn't watch? It was Big Trouble in Little China. And what was the other movie you said you were out?
Warriors.
Warriors, yeah.
Hey, by the way, Jimenez, you're going to be surprised to see Forrest Whitaker's in Bloodsport.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very cool. Very, very cool. Hey, you know what? I posted a photo on Twitter earlier this morning. I went to go get a haircut yesterday. And I don't spend a lot of money on haircuts, man. I'm not that guy, okay? I spend $20 or less for a haircut, right? I go to Great Clips. That's where I go. It's literally in my neighborhood.
Come on, you're not going to Knockouts?
I walk out of my neighborhood, and it's right there on the corner. I go to Great Clips, right? They have the coupons, by the way, on Facebook and on Instagram, and it's like $10, right?
Yeah.
So I go get a haircut yesterday, and I'm not paying attention. And this girl goes, she's like finishing me off, and she calls, oh well,
What's he doing?
You know,
Epa.
she's blowing me with a blow dryer.
Oh my God.
So she combs my hair forward, and then like takes the front part of my hair and then turns it to the side. So my hair is moving forward, and I'm looking at her going, "Wait, what do you do with my hair?" And she goes, "This is what your hair wants to do. That you've been fighting against the grain for so long.
You've been fighting
combing your hair back." She goes, "Your hair naturally goes from back to front. Like everyone has a different pattern of what their hair does. Yours goes back to front." And I'm there thinking to myself, are you giving me this? No, I wasn't thinking of the cut because I would never do that. Okay,
it's almost there.
That is child. What's it called? Abuse. If you give your kid,
it's almost there,
cut.
bro. They would have just lined that up.
So I'm like, did you just give me the gladiator? what was that called? The Caesar cut?
The Caesar.
The Caesar cut, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm rocking the Caesar cut today.
It looks good on you. It's not that bad.
Hey man, 46 years old,
comb over,
and I got all my hair, baby. Got all my hair. There's no bald spot, nothing, baby.
No, what I like doing when I get a haircut and they give you the mirror to check out their work is I tell them, can you put it to the back so I can see if there's any deficit going on or something starting back there. I always have to look, and then they always have to calm me down because I have two big major colics. Like I have one in the front of my head and the one in the back of my head.
Do you get your hair colored, Jeff? Take out some of that gray. I'm thinking about it myself.
Yeah. I do. I have to use it because if I just let it go, then my hair will literally turn all silver.
Silver. You'll be like, silver. Was it like Vegeta? Like, was it a Ultra Instinct?
Yeah, you basically the Ultra Instinct Goku.
There you go.
But if I don't like use some sort of just not complete like coloring, like get your hair dyed.
Yeah.
But like there's like that shampoo you can buy that just calms it down. Yeah, like a touch, it takes it away. But during the pandemic, when nobody was getting haircuts, I let it go, and my hair was completely white.
Whoa!
Damn! Talk about silver and black. You were just the silverback.
I was just silver, man.
When I let my hair, my hair, if it gets long after about, I get a haircut every 12 days, 12 to 14 days.
Okay.
If I go day 16, my hair gets really curly, and I can't stand it. I can't stand it.
What kind of curls are we talking about?
I mean, like the Superman curl in the front.
Oh my God!
It is
Clark Kent.
It is so bad. So I have to get a haircut pretty frequently. But I have very little gray. I've got like, I can count the number of gray hair I have on my hair in like two hands.
Yeah.
Right. But what's weird about it though is that if I was to grow out any facial hair,
you have a gray beard.
Yeah, I have a gray beard, but I have nothing but black on top.
That's odd, bro.
Yeah.
It reversed.
I'd say 50% of my scruff is silver and like 99% of my hair on the top is black. I've been accused of using Just for Men, but never have.
No, I have to use it, man. Or if I let it go and then you don't see me for about a month, Jimenez or Joe, and you'll be like, man, how much did you age?
I mean,
oh, come on.
Jeff would come up to me in the street somewhere, and I'd be like, I have no money, I have no cash.
I had to get my hair did, bro.
You'll be probably asking me to use my senior citizen discount. I mean, it's pretty bad.
Hey, do I get that AARP discount?
Hey, well, maybe I might do it now just to get that little extra buck savings.
Oh, Lord,
that's
man.
so sad. That's so sad. Hey, so Jeff, I apologize for saying that you like to go to 1990. You don't live there. You go there every once in a while, typically when it's with me. So I won't give up any of the other hiding spots that we go to.
Yes, don't do that.
Yeah,
that's our safe zone. That's the safe zone.
Exactly. You got to have some places you can just dive into without anybody knowing, dude.
Nah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Hey, Jimenez, you tell me though, people recognize you once in a while on the streets, right?
This is gonna sound full of myself here, but I probably get recognized 3 days a week.
No, you don't.
3 days a week. There was a stretch last week where I was recognized 6 days in a row.
Look at you,
So it's
Jimenez.
weird because I go to HEB or I went to the Spurs game and I was recognized like 5 times over there. I go to UTSA games, I get recognized all the time. But dude, I got recognized 4 times at a UT football game in Austin.
Oh yeah,
I wasn't even in San Antonio. It was in Austin.
And they were coming at you for the
Wow.
UTSA slander.
Yeah. I get recognized at HEB all the time, Walgreens, various bars. So
Adult Video Megaplex.
well, only
No,
the
I'm
one
just
on
playing.
only the one on 35. Only the one on 35, not the one on 281.
I'm just giving you a hard time, bro.
Hey,
I'm here
Jimenez,
for
the
my
one place-
usual.
the one place you don't get recognized is when you come with me to the gym. And I put him to the ringer.
Oh god.
Well,
I tortured Jimenez the first time he was.
yeah, dude. Okay, first of all, I like getting sore the next day from a workout. That soreness should not have been there for 8 days in a row. And that is not an
Jeez.
exaggeration. It was painful to the point where I went to referee practice and you have to
Oh,
blow,
yeah,
blow
that
your
was
whistle
fun.
and put your hand up in the air.
Yeah.
I had a hard time getting my hand all the way up.
You almost took yourself out of the game for groin tightness.
Hey, well, you know what? But kudos to Jimenez. He stuck in there. He stuck in it to the bitter end. And then I knew he was gassed already because the gym that I go to has an outdoor gym, and in the outdoor gym section, there's like these really kind of, you really got to know form and know your technique. And Jimenez wanted to do it, but he was cool. It was cool because he was like, you know what? I'm going to be humble enough. Just give me just 10 plates until I get this right. So Jimenez dove in, man, head first.
And my arms were buckling the entire time. It was like this shaking
Yeah.
going on.
The bar alone's 50 pounds, bro.
But I will say this though, that gym, some talent there, Joe. There was some talent there.
You're trying to help
Uh-oh.
them out? You're going to spot the girls? You
No.
need some help there?
No, these girls could outlift me, but they were very talented.
Oh, I bet, man.
They seem nice.
You should have brought them an energy drink.
I wouldn't be able to hold it.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
yeah.
God.
Jimenez was destroyed, man.
He couldn't
And-
because your arms are jelly.
Yeah, and I told him, I said, like, man, are you sure you want? And it's not like a little foofy gym, you can find on the north side or downtown, man. It's a serious gym.
Yeah, it's funny because that's the interesting thing about you, Jeff, is that you are money bags when it comes to drinking, right? You like going to nice places.
Mm-hmm.
You want to get a good cocktail. But when it comes to working out, though, I mean, you'll be a grunt, man. You'll go out there and you'll do, Rocky Balboa type stuff, man. You'll go out there and hit
That's
the
the best way to
streets.
describe it. That's the best way to describe it. It's a very Clubber Lang style.
Yes.
Very
Yeah.
Clubber Lang type of gym.
Yeah, we
So
need to
that's
start
that's my
wrapping this
sanction.
up.
That's my sanctuary.
All right, man. Hey, well, that is Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs, Ken's 5. Don't forget to follow him. Did we give MCS some love?
Oh, yeah, we're going to go ahead and do that right now. I'm going to go ahead and play their ad read right now. But, Jeff, we appreciate you, man. Have a good one.
Yes, sir. Later.
Later on, Jeff.
MCS General Contracting, more than 30 years of combined experience in concrete placement. They are the best in the business, honest pricing, high quality work, They get going on house foundations, driveways, concrete patio decks. If you want to extend the deck, extend the driveway. If you're a business and you need to put together a slab, a parking lot, or other concrete placement services or sidewalks, reach out to MCS General Contracting at 210-774-9155. They're confident in their skills, so give Chris Leha over at MCS General Contracting a call at 210-774-9155. And thank you for being a sponsor of this show.
Want to thank everybody for listening today. And before we go, someone just responded, Coach MacGyver on Twitter, saying that my haircut is the Jorge Clooney, not the George Clooney.
The Jorge. I like that.
But we got to take off. Everyone have a safe weekend. Have a fun weekend out there. I'll try not to get recognized, when I'm out and about,
Well, hey, remember Sunday we do have that Spurs game to go to at 2:30. The Raptors.
Sunday 2:30 Spurs Raptors at the Frost Bank Center. 3:25 you have Cowboys taking on the Philadelphia Eagles from Lincoln Financial. Huge game. UTSA on the road tomorrow. 2 p.m. kickoff against North Texas
and UT at 11 a.m.
against K-State.
Yeah,
lots of sports this weekend. Lots that we'll cover on Monday.
Oh, and they got the parade today, I believe. One of my boys was just
the Rangers.
The Rangers parade. That's what a winner does. They celebrate,
nice.
not like the
Astros.
Astros.
Very nice. Everyone have a safe time out there. Fun time this weekend. Go Spurs. Let's come back 4-2, baby. And Cowboys. Let's make it happen, baby.
Go Cowboys, man.
Let's make it happen.
Go Cowboys.
Talk to you guys soon, man. You'll have a safe weekend.
Laters.